Controversial projects where we seem to be bumping into the rapid, not a rapid, but they want the advertisement date to be sped up as soon as possible. We're doing what we can to speed it up. It's an estimated lead early date of 2011. The cost is $106 million. We're trying to get it done so we can let it sometime in 2010, late 2010 or middle of 2010. But then again, we've still got some permitting issues involved. We've got right-of-way to acquire. They're on the final design for the pavement design, traffic design, but we still have some work to do with that. And the next section is 330. It's estimated let date of 2012, and that's going to cost an estimated $75 million. And again, we're looking at issues for right-of-way, utility issues, relocation. Also, we just found a bridge on there that needed more major work, so that had to be redesigned. The next one is US 422, which you were talking about earlier. We're doing we put in for another betterment request to rehab the section from Warriorsport, where we left off with the RR project this year, to Sanatoga to preserve the pavement. The 422 River Crossing Complex. We've met with the stakeholders. We're looking at all the options. We've come to an agreement on what we think we should do. We're on, what is it, Plan W right now? So there's been quite a few iterations of going back and forth. And one of the major problems is funding for the major bridge across the river, Bedswood Bridge there. That bridge costs on an estimate of $88 to $90 million. We're going to have to come up with that funding. And we've got to prove that we have a financial plan to do that, along with doing the ramp improvements on Lower Providence, West Norton side, also the improvements on the Upper Marion side. That's all got to come together. There's earmarked money to be used. We're trying to get it all together and state our case so we can come up with the additional funding to widen the 422 bridge, the mainline bridge. So we are working on that. The total estimated cost of that is $137 million. So, as I'm going through these figures, it's just, it's one right after another. And the reason why I'm going through it is whenever, I wish we could just say when somebody comes to a project with us, yeah, that's a great project. It's good. It's really going to improve the traffic situation in the region. We've got the $20 million for you. We have a limited amount of funds. Every time I come to speak, I got to give everybody the bad news where there's only a certain amount of funds for these projects. We just don't have anymore. We've got too many problems out there that we cannot fund. Too many projects we cannot fund. We have a problem just preserving the existing infrastructure that we have now. These are two other projects. Actually, there are two small sections of two projects along 422. These involve bridges, replacing the bridges over the Schuylkill, and they're both interchange projects. One's at Stowe and one's at Arm & Hammer Boulevard. But again, you're looking at we don't have the funding for the construction for these projects, even though they're going to be. The first one, M1A, is supposed to be let sometime in 2010, mid-2010. We're looking for the construction funding for that. We've got to go back to the TIP. We've got to make a TIP update to see whether or not we can squeeze any money out of our budget projects to see what is going to drop, what is going to move forward, to see if we can gain the additional money needed for this project. And the same goes for the 422 M2A. That's to be let in 2011. It's another large, bridge project.